Good afternoon, everybody. Can I have the slide, please? Thank you. Pregnant Delhi SWAT commando brutally murdered with dumbbell by husband. This happened only 20 days ago. How many of you know about this case? Yeah? Okay. This case aroused curiosity for a lot of people. ऐसा नहीं है कि violence के cases हमारे घरों में होते नहीं हैं. आसपास होते हैं. I don't think यहाँ पे कोई ऐसा बैठा है जिसकी domestic worker ने कभी ये नहीं बोला हो कि मेरा husband मुझे पीटता है, especially पीने के बाद, right? But domestic violence सिर्फ एक social economic category की problem नहीं है. This case made me angry. This case made me feel disappointed, sad, hurt. But बहुत लोगों को इस case ने confused feel कराया और इसीलिए confused और shock feel कराया because she was a SWAT commando. And as some of you may know, SWAT commandos are trained in, they're trained to defend the country. They're trained in martial arts. They're trained to handle different kinds of weapons. But unfortunately, she could not defend herself against her own husband. She is not alone. She is one of the nearly 30% of women in India who are subjected to intimate partner violence in the country during their lifetime. This is a study by WHO in 2023. Please look around you. I see a lot of women in the crowd. This means that at least 1 in 3 of you is likely to experience or probably already has experienced intimate partner violence. And if we do not have a conversation today about it, at least to begin with, things will not change, this number will not go down. And today, this is what my talk is about, to help understand the psychological, the social, the cultural and the political aspects of intimate partner violence. जब ये कहानियाँ आती हैं, हम कहानियाँ बोलेंगे क्योंकि अब कहानियाँ ही हो गई हैं, आपको सुनने को मिलता है बहुत जगहों से, उसका हस्बैंड ऐसा कर रहा है, उसका साथ ऐसा हो गया है, बहुत कहानियाँ आप सुनते, बहुत सारे न्यूज़ में भी आते, आए दिन आते रहते हैं, कोई it's not a rare thing anymore, or I wonder if it ever was. Yeah? So जब आता है तो सब लोग एक सवाल पूछते हैं and that question is, next slide please. Why did she not leave him? छोड़ क्यों नहीं दिया उसे? यहाँ तक बात आने कैसे दी? छोड़ देती उसे? क्यों नहीं छोड़ा उसने? Yeah? And I'm going to be answering that question today for all of us. Next slide please. First, he love bombs her. Yeah? सबको लगता है abusive relationships abuse से शुरू होते होंगे, ऐसा नहीं होता है. Abusive relationship प्यार से शुरू होते हैं, right? Attention, seingness, affection, सारा आपका पूरा Bollywood उठ के आ जाता है, right? मिल गया हमको साथी मिल गया, या ऐसी feelings आती हैं. It's love bombing का मतलब है too much affection too soon कि आपका दिमाग ही नहीं चलता है. You almost lose your senses, yeah? And women who have undergone neglect or abuse in their childhood are more likely to be susceptible to this, being love bombed. Because for once they think, okay, things are going to be better for me now. I will have somebody to love me now, yeah? And that is also what keeps them in denial for the longest time. This can't be happening to me again. I thought I had broken that cycle. I thought I had gotten out of it. It's very difficult to believe someone who loved you is now hurting you. Second, he isolates her. It is very easy to oppress somebody when you isolate them. You have more control over them. An abuser starts by making you slowly, one by one, cut off ties from your near and dear ones. मुझे पसंद नहीं है तुम्हारे दोस्त, या तुम्हारी फैमिली मुझे पसंद नहीं करती, तुम इतना उनके साथ क्यों हैंग आउट करती हो, तुम्हें मुझसे प्यार नहीं है क्या, मेरे साथ क्यों नहीं टाइम स्पेंड करना चाहती तुम. So slowly and steadily there is physical and psychological distancing between the woman and the people who love her. And it's important for two reasons. The first reason is that people who love you are likely to see something wrong happening to you. They can call it out. They see through the abuse. Yeah? And second, people who love you remind you you're worthy of being loved. And that's the first thing that can make you say no to abuse and disrespect. That no, I'm not worthy of this. Third, he punishes her for using her agency. It is very important. Agency का पहले हम let me just talk about agency. Agency means मैं अपनी मर्जी से कुछ choose करके काम करती हूँ. Right? That's called agency. It could be the kind of clothes that I wear, the kind of job that I want to do, who I want to hang out with, कब मेरे को कहाँ जाना है, all of those things, right? छोटे से छोटी agentic behavior से बड़े तक, there is disapproval, there is punishment to it. कि something small like तुमने 10 रुपए extra क्यों दे दी उसे, right? Tip क्यों तुमने दे दी, right? तुमने ये कलर कैसे पहन लिया, मुझे तो पसंद नहीं है, yeah? And it is not just disapproval. It can be met with rage attacks, but you know what is worse than rage attacks? It is silent treatment, withdrawal of affection. And what does withdrawal of affection do to any human being? What did I do कि प्यार चला गया मेरी जिंदगी से? वो मुझसे बात क्यों नहीं कर रहा है? And what did I do? I did something that I wanted to do. So from tomorrow onwards, I will not exercise my agency and choice. And day by day, you see yourself from being a full-fledged agentic woman to someone who becomes a puppet in the hands of other person. Third, he makes her feel she is the problem. It's not enough to abuse a person. You need to make sure that they believe they are the problem of that abuse in him. He confuses her. Gaslighting as a term came from this movie called Gaslight. It was released in 1944. And in which the husband, there was a gas lamp. So what the husband would do is he would dim the lamp little by little every day. Right? And when the wife would notice that ये light तो कल के थोड़ा कम लग रही है light, कहता नहीं ये तो ऐसी थी. धीरे करके he challenges her reality to the extent that she doesn't know what is her reality and what is his reality. And it happens very commonly. For example, if your husband hits you and you push him away or you hit him back, an abuser is gonna continuously repeat it with all his might. You hurt me, you hurt me, you hurt me, तुमने मेरे ऊपर हाथ उठाया. And after a point of time, because you want to move away and escape from that lack of safety, that abuse, that threat, that intimidation, you say, हाँ, मेरी गलती. Submission. Submission is an adaptive response of survival in that moment. Many women, if they do not submit, they would be dead. He doesn't abuse her all the time. This one's very important. He doesn't abuse her all the time. So you'll see happy pictures on Instagram. You'll see happy pictures on social media. You'll hear of happy stories. There'll be holidays they'll be going to. They'll have kids. तो ऐसा नहीं है तो आपको बड़ा मुश्किल होगा ये देखना कि अच्छा ऐसा कर रहा था वो. Abusers generally have different masks and different faces for different people. Yeah. Another thing that happens when you're not abused all the time. अगर आप एक switch में उंगली डाल रहे हो और आपको करंट लग रहा है, you don't need to do it 10 times, right? But कभी आप डाल रहे हो तो करंट लग रहा है, कभी आप डाल रहे हो तो आपको मजा आ रहा है. What would that do? It creates a very toxic trauma bond. The moment you're abused, you want to move away. Yeah? But then the abuser comes up, he breadcrumbs. Breadcrumbs, if you want to understand, हिंदी की एक बहुत famous movie है, हम आपके कौन सा गाना, दीदी तेरा देवर दीवाना, लड़कियों को डाले दाना. Breadcrumbing कुछ ऐसा ही है. इसका मतलब you don't need to love bomb her now. It's enough to just थोड़ा सा हल्का सा आपने प्यार दिखा दिया. That's it. Nothing more. And the person goes back in hope. Because by now you have invested a lot and you want to believe he can change. And you want to believe you can have that happy ending. It is too painful to come to terms with your pain. He hijacks her amygdala. Amygdala is what? Amygdala is part of your brain that senses threat. Right? And when it senses threat, when we are in unsafe environment, it goes into survival mode. Fight, flight, freeze, fawn, collapse, all of these are survival responses, right? And it is very useful. right? If the car is coming in front of you, you can't be thinking ये क्या करूँ मैं, एकदम से जो reaction आता है, reaction, right? But the cost of your amygdala overactivation is what? That you can't think. Your prefrontal cortex, the thinking, the wiser parts of your brain are not activated, and that's exactly what you need to plan your exit from a relationship, right? Job, finances, ghar, kiske saath, support, social, all of those things you need to plan. For most women, they never plan to leave. They escape or they're killed. He doesn't hit her. This is also a very common misconception for people who are getting abused and for the general public. That up here we have a man who may not be hitting her, but emotionally wounding her again and again, her self-worth, her self-esteem, बॉडी इमेज इश्यूज, तुम कितनी बेवकूफ़ हो, तुम तो किसी चीज़ के लायक नहीं हो, मैंने तुमसे बस शादी कर ली है, पता नहीं क्यों कर ली है मैंने, मेरी भी किस्मत ख़राब थी, तुम तो किसी चीज़ के लायक नहीं हो, तुम कुछ नहीं कर सकती हो. You kill the self-worth of a person like that, and that's emotional abuse. It's not lesser than physical abuse, but we do not acknowledge it. He holds the kids ransom. Many women, we do have laws in the country that are in favor of women, but we also live in a society that doesn't encourage women to earn. It doesn't encourage women to have a career. We've always encouraged women to have an identity out of your relationships, your marriage and your kids. Yeah. So now I'm, let's say, 10 years into the marriage, 15 years into the marriage, and I want to get out. How will I take care of my kids? Who will take care of my kids? And it is very possible the abusive husband is not abusing the kids. Quite possible. Yeah. So you're like confused. Okay, how can I take the child away from their dad? All of those things. So you stay for your kids. Very common story. He becomes more dangerous if she tries stepping back. Research says, and so do lived experiences, that when you try to withdraw from an abuser, losing control makes him more dangerous. It is so dangerous. So it is more safe to stay in that moment than to make an escape. He has enablers that teach her love is control. Yeah. He has enablers. Enablers are anyone, his family, your friends, who either unwittingly or wittingly, they tell you that it's normal, it's okay. ताली दो हाथ से बजती, why are you overreacting? इतनी कोई बड़ी बात नहीं हो गई है, right? And सबसे बड़ा enabler होता है हमारी society, क्योंकि हम लड़कियां जिस घर में पैदा होती हैं उसमें इतना patriarchal control होता है. क्या पहनोगे, कहाँ जाओगे, किससे मिलोगे, किससे बात करोगे, किससे शादी करोगे, जॉब करोगे या नहीं करोगे. So control has always taken the shape of love between the parent and the child. So when a man comes who wants to control you, you can't see कि ये love नहीं होता है, ये abuse होता है. They taught her that it was her job to fix him. The very time, as old as time, Beauty and the Beast story, that a good woman will fix a man. Yeah. And if you're not able to fix him, so if he's abusing you, it's something that you are not doing right. So many of us are so involved in fixing and caretaking of the men around us. Why? Because we've been taught that. I'm in my 30s. Please learn it the hard way. It will take a lot of money in therapy to come out of that. So start early. They told her identity is marriage and children. Yeah. If I get out of a marriage, who am I? If all my identity was a mummy or a बीवी, तो मेरी third identity क्या है? कभी develop होने नहीं दिया है. Yeah? They find dead daughters better than divorced daughters. This is our country. Some change is happening, but largely we do not have space for divorced women. We do not know what to do with divorced women. Like another friend was saying कि कभी movie में नहीं देखा ना कि कोई divorced औरत खुश कहीं रह रही है, right? In my own colony, there was a single woman who was separated from her husband. She was staying with her daughter, and the rumor around the colony was ये तो पागल औरत है. Why? Because she was very assertive. आप मेरी parking पे park नहीं कर सकते हैं. एक तो आप divorced हो, ऊपर से आप इतने vocal हो, ऊपर से आप दिख रहे हो, you're being seen, you want your space. Yeah, we are just letting you stay in the colony. That's okay. Another woman said that when she went to the PTM, she's separated from her husband, when she went to the PTM, that बच्चे के साथ अपना, तो जो husband और wife दूसरे parents होते हैं, तो she would say that, I get this sense that the husbands don't want their wives to talk to me, as if divorce is a disease that they can catch. Yeah. Before I go to the last one, while I was sitting, it just occurred to me. Another reason why she doesn't leave is because her mother didn't. She saw staying as the only option. And last but not the least, because we ask questions like, why did she not leave? That's the reason why she did not leave. Yeah? Instead, we need to ask the question, why did he abuse her? And why did they enable it? Why does our society, and 30% is a huge number, and there are too many stories that we can't ignore. It's a huge number. We need to ask this question, why is society structured systematically to violate women? A woman who has gone through abuse, she is not in the physical or mental state to give you cognitive clarity for your sake. She probably is blaming herself. मैं उससे क्यों मिली, मैंने उससे क्यों बात करी, उसने इतनी बार अपने दिमाग में ये चीजें घुमाई होंगी. You have no idea. She is blaming herself, and your question, from whichever space that it's coming from, is not helping. We need to create a more compassionate, survivor-centric society. And last and not the least, thank you. Last and not the least, I wanted to share. Okay, so 8 years back, so you have Facebook memories, and there are these photographs that you can see what happened so many years ago. There's this photograph of mine that I had here, some technical issue, and I'm really skinny looking. I am at a beach and I'm smiling. Every year I would see that memory, I would go like, yaar, moti ho gayi hu. I need to lose weight, I need to be there. I need to lose weight, I need to be there. Oh my God, how did I put on so much weight? This year I saw that photograph. I wish I could share that with you here. This year I saw that photograph, and I could see something else. I could see the pain in my eyes. I could see a smile that didn't reach my eyes. I could see a body stretched thin and exhausted by stress, cortisols, anxiety, and whatnot. I left a very abusive relationship 8 years ago, and I'm here to tell you that why women don't leave. And I'm not alone. There are many of us, many of us. But silence is also another way through which we enable abuse. So I'm here to break that silence today. For us to question not why did she leave, but why did he abuse her, and why did they let them? Maybe another TEDx for how did I leave? But until then, thank you so much.